So I'm talking to Bob Kulhan today. Bob is the founder, president, and CEO of Business Improv. He's a world-class leader in creating experiential training and development programs for corporations of all scopes and sizes, primarily based in New York, Chicago, and LA. His organization, Business Improv, serves a large international roster of blue-chip firms such as Google, PepsiCo, American Express, Capital One, Bristol-Myers, Squibb, Danaher, people's names I can't pronounce, just a huge busload of incredibly impressive organizations and people. They all have terrific things to say about them. Bob and I have crossed paths and done some really good work in previous lifetimes. And Bob, it's so good to see you. I hope you're holding up.
Dave, it's good to see you. It's good to be seen. And yeah, one day at a time. I hope everyone's holding up.
Exactly. Let's just jump in here. In your experience, obviously before the cameras were turned on, we shared our own little kvetching and, you know, all that other stuff. But in your experience, what are some of the heavier burdens that people are carrying if they're not agile, if they're not improvisational, they're sort of locked into brittle or, you know, non-flexible thinking?
Yes. So one of the heavier burdens, I think of many, would just be the lack of flexibility. Just that we think that it's going to be going this direction and our mind hasn't even shifted over that that's not the direction that we're actually going yet. Mm-hmm. And because of that lack of flexibility, we're not adapting. Right. We're not saying, okay, these are the new parameters in which I have to figure out how to succeed. How do I succeed inside those parameters? And it's either just this lack of understanding that this is happening or denial. Let's, mm-hmm. Let's go through the stages of grief, right?
Oh my God.
It could also, though, be that we, as people, look toward the negative. Mm-hmm. We look to reasons why we cannot succeed as opposed to looking for possibility and potential.
Sure.
Even inside difficult circumstances.
Right.
So I think that's one of the heavier burdens that right now we're also feeling the weight of this still. You know, it's still pretty fresh and there's so many unknowns. Yep. And those unknowns really are intimidating at this point.
Sure.
People, though, are not great with the unknown to begin with. Even 6 months, people bring business improv in because we need to be better at change. We need to be better at being comfortable, being uncomfortable,
sure.
being comfortable with ambiguity. And now when you add this extra weight on top of it, it challenges those significant challenges in the first place.
Can you offer some quick advice or tips or hints to individuals and leaders, frankly, to help them behave in a more improvisational, let's say, or agile, at least agile manner?
Absolutely. So, agility comes from just that ability to stay on your toes the whole time, and pivot is a complement to agility. And so if there's anything I would say is, one, all great improvisation is based out of awareness. This is what's happening at this moment. Let's look at all of the key factors involved in this. So there has to be this postponement of judgment, Dave, that you've heard me mention before.
Oh, yeah.
Just push it off. It's in that divergent thinking style of, all right, this is what's happening right now. Let's explore this from as many angles as humanly possible. Get as great of an understanding of what's happening right now. So again, going back to awareness based in postponement of judgment, gather as much information from as many perspectives. And with that, I would also say collaborate, talk to people, share information, gather information, put yourself in the best position to make intelligent decisions going forward, as that unknown that we mentioned before is going to call for us to really be on our toes to figure out how to get to the next level collectively if we're going to do it individually. And that's a great part of improvisation as well. It's team-based. It's, improvisation at its core is a communication and collaboration-based art form, which means you don't collaborate with yourself. You collaborate with people.
Okay, that's kind of creepy. But there's this added layer of the mediation of it now, the technology. My phone or my stupid computer, you know what I mean? The light I have right off camera here that's like blinding me. You know what I mean? And it isn't just me seeing Bob, you know what I mean, and getting goofy together or whatever. we're looking at each other at these stupid screens. And so that complicates things a little bit too, doesn't it?
Most definitely. We're missing the chemistry aspect. We're missing the people aspect. Most of us do like to shake hands,
Right.
if not even I'm a hugger. So,
Okay. Yeah, I know. And that was, okay, I can tell you now that's creepy, but go ahead.
Yeah, we're missing just that
Sure.
that chemistry that just
Sure.
inherently exists. And that can be fabricated
Right.
through this medium. And I do mean we can't force it to take place, because energy begets energy. You
Sure.
feed off of someone who's energetic, and knowing where to look, as you do as well, the little green dot there as opposed to the faces, and the extra pop of energy that, and when you do on camera work, you have to bring that little tightness to it as well. That can actually become contagious, just like energy in real life, positive or negative, can become contagious. And I think that's an opportunity as well for anyone listening to understand that the negativity could be contagious, just like positivity can be contagious.
Sure. And my last question to you is the one I ask everybody is, what lessons in your mind, what lessons are we learning right now that we can never forget?
That's a great question. I hope it's that we all are at core in this together, that we have to take care of each other, that, and there's going to be a lot of people who are really suffering now. There are, and there will be going forward, and it's going to call for us to step outside of our comfort zones, figure out how to support each other, and come together as a people, and really separate what's important in life and the living, as opposed to, it's needs versus wants.
Sure.
What do you need in life versus what do you want in life?
Right.
And hopefully that's what we're learning, is that it's people.
Exactly. Bob, you're a busy man. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to talking to you again, and maybe we can reconnect, okay?
Dave, I look forward to that time that we reconnect in person. Be safe, everyone. Be safe.
Right.
Be safe.